Welcome everyone to ALF1 Wheels. I'm Admin1 of NEFX. I kind of almost forgot that this technically counts as being part of the Marathon Engine spin-off games of the 90s, aside from, of course, Damage Incorporated, Prime Target, and Zero Population Count, the latter two of which we have covered. And this one will be shorter, as you might be aware, and I'll give a link, I think, to any relevant info, but this was made in 1998 by R.J. Cooper with the intent of it being used with power wheelchairs. So it was basically made for children who needed power wheelchair training. This game itself costs, to this day, $60, which, keep in mind, that was the 1998 price, so if priced today it would be more expensive. And it also could come with a supplemental equipment, namely IntelliKeys and the SAM mouse and or SAM joystick, all of which cost even more. So on one hand, it's a very noble thing that was done, to try and make a game that would help children who are in wheelchairs use their wheelchairs better and be able to navigate around more. But on the other hand, they really gouged their buyers, as Windbreaker pointed out in the podcast Event Core episode. Anyway, let me know what you think about it, but anyway, I'm not going to be playing with the power wheelchair or IntelliKeys or what I would call the Fat Sam joystick or Fat Sam trackball. So I'm just going to play it with a keyboard and mouse, and this will be pretty short. I think it'll just last this whole video. It's just basically 3 levels that you can choose a difficulty on using a hub world instead of the preferences, although to be on the safe side, I set the difficulty to Total Carnage anyway. So anyway, yeah, I actually got wheels, and now I'm using the wheels files with ALF1 using a patch that Douche Tower made, which you can find on simplicity.com. You can just search wheels on simplici7y.com. You will find the necessary files to patch this for ALF1. Alright, let's go on. Get ready, choose your difficulty, and enter the school if you dare. Now, as you might see, there's no dodging capability in this game. It's totally, like, as they would call it, tank controls, which makes sense because it's supposed to be simulating what it's like to be in a wheelchair. Of course, doing a shootout in a school is a totally good look, right? But this was before that became a common thing in the US. I think right on the cusp of that, actually. Alright, so level 1, hard. Get the key, cream the clowns, it's also a good look in it, and find the exit. Oh, they're starting us off. Here's the pattern buffer. It says save game. You can see here is the clipboard bulletin board with Haas, H-A-S, one of the main developers for the game. I would also appreciate the ridiculous music. It's funny, this is actually some of, I think, the coolest, most hardcore music made for a marathon or marathon engine game. So pretty generous in the supplies and save game patterns. But again, this is probably, much more challenging. I mean, it was meant for, again, children in power wheelchairs, so what they would experience is very different. So it's not a put down of the game at all. But this also kind of reminds me of some of those old screensavers where it's like a procedurally generated maze that the computer would kind of randomly wander around. Some of you probably remember what I'm talking about. It'd be funny if this was like a shield recharger or health recharger, just taken from the vending machine. see the window out to the landscape, which is pretty pixelated. I don't know if this appeared differently in the original game. I'll reserve judgment on that. Also, like the added immersion here of being able to like view into classrooms. Managed to outdraw that one. He's about to throw a pie. Here we go, our first encounter with a robot, which is basically the same as the clowns. I think all these enemies practically have the same stats. I mean, maybe they technically don't, but it's one shot, one kill for each enemy, I think. Maybe some of these throw faster, or the projectiles are faster or something, but it's basically like the same enemy with just different colors or imagery. So they did decently enough as far as making you feel like you're in a school. Anyway, one thing I haven't really shown you is that you get damaged if you run up against a wall, and that's just because well, it's kind of a complex mechanism, relatively speaking, for marathon or marathon adjacent games, where they set a very small polygon just beyond every wall that had a liquid set. It's like they use a light and a liquid, and then it's like when you step on it, it triggers a platform and an unseen polygon on the map, and then that polygon raises the liquid up really fast. Liquid which is invisible, you can't see it, and so that liquid is, harmful, so it bounces you back. It also has the right velocity in a certain direction. I'm probably not explaining it the best way, but there's kind of an interesting mechanism that they use to make it so that you get hurt and bounce off of all the walls. I love how slow and floaty the pies are. What a waste of food, but then again, I kind of support rejecting the empty calorie matrix. Even as I'm not totally free from it myself. Getting closer all the time though. Anyway, many of you probably already know, but I have made a 50-level pack for this game called Brutal Wheels of Steel Forever, and it is a pretty interesting way to make the Wheels combat much more intense, while still, I think, keeping the spirit of the game. It's obviously, meant as like a extreme challenge for, like the tipsters and aperture grills of the world. And I've tested all the levels, so it is very doable. It's just very, very, very difficult. And it takes forever. But yeah, I made 50 whole levels for this, and I also soundtracked all of those levels individually, so it's over 3.5 hours of music. Oh wow, big gang. Even though you can't dodge, you can pretty easily turn and run in the right direction just a little bit. And it works. Wow. Okay, I'm going to save after that. I don't expect that I'll die in this game. We never know. What I imagine will happen, and if I do end up dying, it'll probably be because I ran out of pies. Got like swamped by a big gang like that. I do have plenty of pies in here. It's just but I didn't need to take that yet, but whatever. There are plenty of pies in this level, but you never know if there'll be enough in a future situation. And by the way, I did check in Wayland, all these levels are the same between easy, medium, and hard. It's not like different levels. It's just the same 3 levels with, I'm assuming, higher enemies. I didn't look that hard in Wayland to determine if there were higher enemies or lower amounts of pies or something like that. But the level structure itself is the same. I think, yeah, some of these respawn. Alright, that's the end of level 1, I think. Yep. Now try level 2. This might be my favorite music track in here. I don't know, they're all pretty close together. I think my first one that we heard is my technically least favorite because of the annoying, weird vocal samples in there. Voice samples, but still kind of cool in a quirky way. I don't suspect I'll run out of pies because I'm not missing too many of my shots, but it could happen. I missed a few times. Might have to do some backtracking too, because I'm sure there's like at least one fork in this road. Actually, what's this? Just a differently colored wall. Kind of odd. Anyway, I think there's one of those for whatever reason. Gun kind of looks a bit like the SMG. Imagine if there's like a custom scenario made where the SMG was basically this. If someone used this sprite for an SMG type weapon, or really any weapon, it'd be kind of funny. I like that setting. Yeah, bounce off that too. And it's funny when that happens, the music restarts because the music is an ambient sound. And when you're in that liquid, the sound is different for like a split second before the music resets. So that's another incentive, I guess, to avoid hitting the walls. You don't want the music to stop and you have to restart before the cool track gets through its course. It's a cool technique also having some pies right about the cusp of the walls so that way you learn to really micromanage your movement. Get a fine feel for how close is too close. It's like hitbox training in a way. Oh boy. It'd be funny if you could access the computer. Of course, that's one thing I did in the first level of Brutal Wheels of Steel Forever, is that I made it so that you could access one terminal at the very first level that was that computer in front of the wall. There we go, I think this is invincibility here. Yep. Oh, more invincibility. Pretty generous there. key for that. This might be where I end up having to backtrack a ways. Maybe. There is at the very least another area back there that I didn't get to. May not need to go back after all, but you know what? Since I'm committed enough to basically showing all I can in this game, and it's only 3 levels and not much time, I'm going to... Actually, is there another spot? You know, I don't think there is. Never mind. I think I came back around. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Alright. See if I can make some use of this before it wears off. Although, I don't really get hit for the most part anyway. I think most of the damage I got has been from demonstrating the walls. Oh hey, yes you will. I feel like to be on the safe side, I'll need to collect as many pies as possible. Notice how the cream pie flavors, colors are a bit different. Some are yellow, some are purple. Interesting. I wonder if some of the flavors do more damage than others. Like maybe the theory would be that, you know, if the fruit is more acidic, it'll do more damage. These yellow ones, I don't know if they're like banana cream pie or lemon meringue pie or something. Who knows what they're supposed to be. Okay, so this kind of goes back around the same place. Again, I'm going to be safe and collect more of the pies, because I just might need as many as I can get. I mean, we are already almost done. It's one more level and then the game's finished. Now I can hear the music more clearly without noise interruption. I should have thought to make the music louder, but whatever. Okay, here's level 3 hard. Oh, it resets the amount of pies you have anyway, so I didn't even need to do that. Oh well, there's a cool little bonus thing. Quick draw. This is a cool little training course to get the players to avoid hitting the walls, getting used to the turning controls. Gotta avoid the litter boxes, litter cans as well, trash cans. Well, I'm pretty well supplied anyway. Sniping. Pie sniping. Never thought that day would come for me. fairly good at quick turning there. But again, this would be a different story if I were playing on a power wheelchair or something. The joystick, trackball, and telekeys, etc. At least it's not Vox Day's hideous war mouse. You'll see on the map the polygons I'm talking about. There's liquid. Looks like, well, it's basically already indicated by the texture differences as well. So that kind of helps. Oh, I never saw this before. Level's too far for the wall. Well, I can't say I haven't seen it before. I never remembered it being in the official campaign. But I did use it at least once in my Wheels level pack. All around the horn there. This might just respawn too. So it's a sign I should probably get out, huh? Already got a key. Which fork in the road should I take first? Oh, well, this one just has a save point, so I'll use that. But something tells me I'll be done soon, so probably don't even need to. It's good practice, though. You hear the squeaking of the clown shoe footsteps in the distance. It's eerie. Here we go. I think that's the culprit. You can't really hear. I guess you can kind of hear the hum of the robot motor as it's moving, but it's not as clear as the clown footsteps. What kind of pie is that? Puke and piss. I would love to see like a video demonstration of like an actual kid in a power wheelchair playing this game with the supplemental equipment. And maybe supplemental isn't the right word for it because it was probably like essential in some ways to play using that. But I don't know. I think you could still play it on keyboard and/or mouse. It was just meant primarily for power wheelchair training for kids. I think those bigger ones even have like a more devious, like cackle noise. Missed that shot. Alright, just a little supply room, I guess. Also gotta look around the room, just as a matter of good practice, to make sure there's nothing important being missed, because sometimes using this turn mechanism to basically dodge projectiles can give you a lot of blind spots. Gives me a lot of blind spots that I don't normally have with the dodge heavy way that I normally play marathon and marathon adjacent games. Speaking of marathon adjacent, I'd still like to eventually play the marathon mod for Myth, the real-time strategy game by Bungie after Marathon. The mod's called the Mjolnir Project, and basically be like Myth, or real-time strategy games with Marathon assets. is a fairly big one. Yeah, look at all that. Something tells me I want to go take that other fork in the road first. I'd also love to make levels for the genre project and basically make like a security officer faction war mods and levels. I wonder if Myth even has like a survival mode type of thing, because that'd be pretty cool to do. Pretty cool turn dodging there, if I do say it so myself. Okay, yeah, I figured this wasn't essential, it was just cool to do. That's actually one of the funnest moments, I think, for me in the game. Alright, I think we're almost out of here. Just going to do some slightly slow backtracking. Get to hear the hard techno soundtrack in the meantime. Imagine if this has been like several levels. I like to think they would have used at least more tracks, if not individual tracks for each level. And it actually would have been, ironically, the hardest going soundtrack in any Marathon or Marathon Magician game. In fact, it's probably not too dissimilar from how Marathon 2's soundtrack would have been had Power of 7 soundtracked it or something. Wow, I think I lured a lot of enemies out of here. I think I was meant to encounter them more in here on their turf. We'll see if I encounter any more. You know, I think somehow they were back here and they got disturbed and lured back to where I was at. I could be wrong. Okay, yep. Just another route to the same place. Get me out of here. Yeah, there's that louder cackler I was talking about. A little menacing one. Right. Prick. Also notice how, you know, they couldn't find a mechanism where you would bump on the door and get hurt. Save game. I think this is about the home stretch here. Aren't I so great at wheels? Alright, now we're out of here. Let's get this pie first. There we go. Just for good measure. You win! Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. Next stop for this sort of game is Damage Incorporated. And then we'll be done, as far as I'm aware, with all the Marathon engine based games of the 90s. Until then, thanks for watching. Bye.